Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Mr. Fix-It channel. Today I'm working on the Suzuki GS850. While I got the engine off, I'm going to do some cleaning and I'm going to get this done and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
I was sitting out there in the shed one evening, not doing too much of nothing, just kind of staring at the wall and...
Alright, well, I mean, it isn't any prettier, but it is cleaner. So I think the next thing I want to do, there's a bunch of work that needs to be done to this engine, replacing gaskets and whatnot. I think I'm going to put all that to the side right now. I want to get this engine back into the frame and continue all the fabrication. And once all the fab's done, then I can take it all back apart, paint, pretty it up, and do all that other stuff. So let's get this back in there. Alright, before I stick the motor back in here, I need to shorten the kickstand. Because I lowered the bike, now the kickstand doesn't work. So I think I'm going to delete the center stand and I'm going to shorten the side stand. So there's just two bolts right up underneath there. I want to pop that thing off and take it over here and try to remake it. Alright, so this thing is gross. I'm going to wipe this off real quick. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take the kickstand safety off. Looks like 8mm. May or may not be putting this back on. Probably going to say no. So we'll delete that. Alright, I'm going to separate the kickstand from the mount. Looks like that's a 14. Well, that wasn't very tight. Alright, we're going to mine this spring here. I'm probably just going to punch that bolt out and let the spring come off. Before I do that though, I need to determine, I don't know if I want to shorten it or change its angle. Changing its angle would be better than just shortening it. So if I can just get this to come out a few degrees and make it a little longer, something like that, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alright, so if I hold this up here like this, and I measure this to the flat, you know, where it would be touching the ground, looks like I got, 6 inches. That's what it looks like. So I need the bike to lean over more, so I need this to be lower than that. So that'll be my reference. If I hold this like this, as long as I'm below 6 inches a few degrees, something like, I don't know, 5 inches, that might give me enough lean on the bike that the kickstand will be functional. So that's my target goal. I want to hold this like this, and I got to be lower than that. Maybe take some tension off that spring. Didn't really help much. Let's see, is that bolt threaded in? Some of them are threaded in to the kickstand itself. It is. Okay, almost forgot. One more thing I need to know. So another thing I need to know is how far apart these spring perches are. So I need to measure that real quick. Looks like 3 3/4 center to center. So I just got to make sure that these are 3 3/4 inches apart, and we're good there. So I can take this off and start working on a new kickstand. Alright, now there's a kickstand. So you're kind of in the shadow here. That'll work. I pulled the valve cover back off because it's still leaking right here where I repaired it. I don't see any visual openings. There's a little bit of a, looks like, crack right there. So I need to figure out where it's leaking so I can try to fix it. This is just old gasoline. I'm just going to pour this in here and see if I can, you know, find that leak. I still can't see where it's leaking from. I see that crack right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's kind of dark right there. It's possible it's found a way through this Lumi weld up here and it's trickling down and coming out of this crack underneath here. I think what I can do is I think I'm just going to try to put some silicone on this on the inside. We'll see if that helps. Trying to smush some of it down in that crack if I can. I figured I'd check inside this just in case. Let me just show you what I found. This is the crankcase vent, right? Yep, there's bugs in there. They had the crankcase ventilation plugged off. So probably a good thing to check inside there if you have an engine that's really old and been sitting for a long time. Alright, so the smart thing to do would be to go ahead and strip the engine down and make that thing pretty, and strip the frame down and repaint and make that thing pretty before I put the motor back in, but we're going to do none of that. I'm going to go ahead and slam that engine back into the bike so I can work on the exhaust and getting the fairing hooked on here. Alright, let me see if I can get this back in here. Hopefully this ain't a struggle. My leg's hitting right there. That sucks. Gotta get that drive shaft boot over the flange. Almost in there. Well, that worked out good. And I just wanted to show you the setup I have here. I have these two straps hooked into that engine boss, mount boss there, coming around, and I got my chain as short as I can get it, and I stuck it out the front of the tube so I could get the distance that I needed. That worked pretty good. And I've got this strap hooked to the engine down there in the same place on the other side. That was pretty nice. That wasn't near as difficult as it was taking it out. This is the shortest of the 3 long bolts. It goes in the bottom back corner. I'm going to try to get this one in first, and then that way everything else will line up. So the hard part is getting the first bolt in. The drive shaft was bound up in there. I had to kind of tweak it a little bit, and then it's kind of settled into place there. Alright, there's one bolt in. And after that, you're home free. All you got to do is just pick up on it and put the rest of the bolts in. Well, with all that screwing around, that's all the time I got for this week. Now I can finally start working on the exhaust. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't be afraid to fix it. Thanks for watching.